teaches more than just art of pure dancing. Like a simple kiss on the hand can be entrancing to make a woman feel good and
All right, this is how to teach a private lesson. Okay, this is also part of your DBM training. Have you already taken this section? Okay. When to collect the money, how much to charge, singles, couples rate, time for sessions, where to teach, and how you're going to act with them, okay, your demeanor. Now, what you're going to bring, okay, you're going to bring painter's tape or tape for the floor, video camera, tripod, extra thumb drives, if you need for your computer, if you're going to show them stuff on the computer, batteries, your calendar, credit card machine. I just use my phone now with, there's Venmo. Have you ever heard of Venmo? They can take it from your checking account to their checking account and there's no fees. I also use Square. PayPal now has a new thing where you just stick it on your smartphone. I recommend every instructor get some sort of smartphone, okay? So you can play music, you can bill credit cards, stuff like that. I just put the credit card information in here. This is the best friend of an instructor. You can show your videos in slow-mo, fast-mo. I live and die by my phone now. Okay. Change in 10s and 20s. Deodorant, you'll see in the other page. I use foot spray. Okay, it gets rid of the bacteria, and the bacteria is the thing that smells. It's not you, it's the bacteria that's growing on you. So foot spray is an antibacterial. It's not antiperspirant, it's just antibacterial. You are still going to perspire, but you won't stink, okay? And I think I have a video on that somewhere. Breath mints, leave them out for the both of you to enjoy, because sometimes I'll get smokers who are private lesson people and I can't stand their breath, and so I'll always leave out mints for the both of us, and I'll offer it to him and to me, and I will take one and he will, or she will take one. Music, boombox, and or speaker. I always am very self-contained. I always keep 2 speakers in my car, one that plugs in for super sound, another one that is just an extension, a Bluetooth one. Sometimes I have to put name tags on my students, especially when I'm teaching a couple. Why? Because I will forget the girl or the guy's name. And what's horrible is that usually I'll remember the guy's name, but I'll forget her name, and I don't know why, okay? So I will always put name tags on them. Make sure everybody's cell phone is turned off, including myself. And then the first thing you do before you teach is you ask the following questions. What are their overall goals for dancing? What are their top 3 goals for this hour? Okay, and what is the number 1 thing they want to master by the end of this hour, just in case they can't get to the other 2 things? And what are the other 2 things they'd like to cover if you can? My private lessons are always 2 hours. 2 hours, why? Because 1 hour is never enough time. And also, I live very far away, so the trip out here, I need to make it worth my time. So I never teach a 1 hour lesson, I always teach a 2 hour lesson. And then I determine within the first 10 minutes what kind of personality type are they. Are they a director? Are they analytical? Are they a socializer? Are they a relator? Etc. Do you know what those mean?
I think so. You explain.
Okay, a director means probably somebody that is very bottom line results. Just show me what I need to know and that's it. Boom. Okay? And analytical is he'll bring his tripod, he'll bring his notepad, he'll bring his video camera, he'll bring maybe an assistant to write down everything he's doing. He's very, very analytical. Every detail has to be explained to him or her. A relator is somebody that will bring you cookies, or somebody that just likes to relax. I had one instructor, his name was Solomon. He said he was training this woman, and all she wanted to do, she was an older lady, all she wanted to do was just have tea with him. And so she would have tea, and they would have a very nice time together, and they would talk, and they would dance a little bit of tango, and then they would sit down, eat tea, and they would talk again, and then they would dance more. And she was a relator. And usually those people are the kind that you like to have for your apprentices. You want to surround yourself with Scotties and with relators and socializers. And the socializer is the person that always wants to laugh, have a great time, never takes anybody seriously, is the first one to give everybody a drink for everybody else, is the first one that's drunk all the time. He's laughing all the time, always having a great time, but they can be very bipolar. They can be very, very high and super nice to everybody, but once you get to know them, they can have a very, very dark side to them as well. And I was married to one, so that was pretty tough. And but socializers are awesome people to have around large groups because they can really entertain the group. So you need to figure out which kind of personality type of the 4 is that person. They might be a combination of 2, as we are, all a combination of 2. But once you can figure out and peg them, you mirror that. If he or she is very bottom line, then you become bottom line. If he's laughing all the time and having a good time, then you know you can relax and have a good time. You can't be your true self when you're trying to relate to somebody. It's like when Bruce Lee said, how do you move water? How do you move water? Well, you could shake it, but the water will just splash and get all over the place. You could blow on it. You could punch it, right? You could throw other water in there and squirt it around, or you can become the water. You can put your hand in there. Let's say that it's in a bowl. You become the water, and slowly you start moving the water when you become the water. And then you can start going faster and faster and faster and faster. Pretty soon, the water becomes your hand. Your hand becomes the water. You lift up your hand, and it's still beautifully going. That's the way you need to be around people, okay? Is you need to become who they are so that they can relate to you, right? If not, you're always going to only be around people who are like you, and sometimes that isn't very pleasant. Okay, what to bring? All right, when I was in Brussels, Belgium, I realized I did not have deodorant, and I was stinking. Oh my God, I didn't realize a human being could smell that way. Anyway, I didn't have time to take a shower. I had to teach a workshop in exactly 5 minutes. I had nothing except my shoe spray, and I thought, I am desperate. So I took my shoe spray and I sprayed my armpits, and I went to go teach. And astonishingly, to my surprise, my armpits didn't smell at all. And I was like, this is crazy. And then I went dancing all night long because where I was teaching was far away from the hotel. I didn't get a chance to come back to the hotel to change, and I just got off an 18-hour airplane ride. And I was like, this is still lasting. The whole night. I was dancing the whole night, and I didn't smell. And I was like, so I was a believer ever since 2007, which is now what? 8 years? I have been using odor eaters under my armpits, and I'm still alive to this day. Okay, so it's really important that you put antibacterial under your armpits or anywhere that is emitting an odor, okay? I bring this to my private lessons, I bring it to my apprentice training, and I bring it to my group classes, and I demonstrate it for my group classes, and people can't believe it, okay? I hate men's deodorant. I can't stand it when a man wears deodorant, and I would say about 50% of, not men's deodorant, men's cologne. Men's cologne. 50% of the women that I've spoken to feel the exact same way. They feel that a man should just let out his natural smell, which is much more attractive and much more appealing to a woman than a cologne that is masking it. When you put on odor eaters, it eliminates the bacteria, allowing your natural essence as a male to come out. And that is what turns on the female. It's the essence, it's the aroma of a natural male testosterone that turns a woman on. It's not any cologne on the planet. So guys, stop wearing cologne. Okay? No cologne. Just put on antibacterial, and you will be shocked and amazed at how many women you will not be turning off anymore. Okay? Next thing, teaching private lessons. Always explain how to use Scotty, their pocket syllabus, meaning if you can use, this is Scotty, let's see if I have it here. Scotty. This can also be put in their pocket as well. Let me show you how to do this. Where's Scotty? Let me show you really quick, hopefully really quick. teach Scotty. Where is it? They have a pocket syllabus in here. I don't know if I got rid of it already. They can fold it into 3 if they want so that they can remember the moves. I just can't remember where it was now. Okay, I have to get that out for you later on. But I sometimes use this and I sometimes don't, okay? And it's called the pocket syllabus, and it's just a syllabus in a trifold, and you can use it to put it in their pockets if they want, all right? But normally I teach from the black belt salsa boards, and I say, okay, just do this same move over and over and over again, but touch her and yourself on different parts of your body. Bottom line, you can do the same right turn 56 different ways. You stick a crossbody lead in between and you're golden. Teach them the right turn, teach them the left turn. This is what I do. Teach them the left turn first because it's easier than the right. Teach them the crossbody lead, then teach them how to turn himself to the left. Crossbody lead, turn her to the left. Crossbody lead, turn him to the left, etc. Then if you have time, teach them how to turn right. Crossbody lead, turn her to the right. Crossbody lead, turn him to the right. Crossbody lead, turn her to the left. Crossbody lead, turn him to the left. Then after that, and so I'm going through the syllabus. So the first thing you teach is just the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, which is phase 1, just moving in place a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Then take all steps. Step, 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 step. Then you go into your crossbody lead. Crossbody lead, stepping forward on 1 or stepping back on 1, depending on whether you're an on 1 or an on 2 dancer. And then you put her into a crossbody lead with a nice linger, and that's all shown in the black belt program, okay? Now, I'm talking about Scotty here. It will be more than, if you show them Scotty, meaning the entire curriculum on one page. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Here it is. All right, this is Scotty right there, okay? And what I have is I have also this available online for you as well. It's inside of your BBS Cloud. When you click on your BBS Cloud over here, and I'll show you mine really quick. All you do is you go down to Scotty. There's Scotty. There it is. Scotty Pocket Download. Click there once. I show this to my students the very first day, and it sells 30 hours instead of 2 hours, okay? Because now they get to see the entire curriculum in a spreadsheet format. If I were to just show them the board, the BBS board, they would look at it like hieroglyphics and get scared right away because people are afraid of things that they don't understand. And so when I show them something on a spreadsheet, usually people that have the money to pay for private lessons are at a job where they deal with spreadsheets. Am I right or am I wrong? Okay, so if I show them, like the water, I'm becoming them, I'm acclimating, chameleonizing myself to where they were all day today at work. I say, here is a spreadsheet of the entire curriculum, of a 3-dimensional curriculum in a 2-dimensional format, okay? And here it comes right now. So let's go back. Until that comes up, we'll go here. So this is what it looks like. Page 1, side 1. Let's see if I have side 2 here. Here it is, okay? And so what this does is it shows them, okay, these are all the orange belt moves. These are the purple belt moves. These are the yellow belt, camel belt, green belt moves, etc. Here is the legend up here of what everything means. Here is the spins version of that move. Here's the styling that you can apply to that move. And each one of these boxes right here represents a specific family of moves that you'll be doing over and over and over. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. These are 7 different ways of doing this family of moves because there's 7 places that you can touch your him. The high hand, the shoulders, the waist, the low hand, the tailbone, and the head loops. That's a total of 7. And so now you will sell 30-hour packages all day long if you just show them this sheet. Because now they're not just taking a salsa private lesson from you learning, oh, this salsa thing. They're seeing that it's going to take them a while to get to a certain level. And if you can tell them, I can get you to here and more, okay, but it's going to take you about 30 hours to do so. 30 hours is my sweet spot for private lessons. And when I teach private lessons, if you go to salsafreak.com/privates, you will see all the packages that I sell. But once you get to 30 hours, you get free workshops, free boot camps, you get 27 free DVDs, you get free classes for 3 months, you get to attend, if you're a Power Pack student, it expires in 30 days. So you have to take 30 hours in 30 days. With the Power Pack student, you get to take all the apprentice trainings, and it's $150 less. Why? Because you are now my marketer for private lessons. Because now I'm going to make you badass in 30 days. I'm going to give you $150 off, and you're going to attend all my boot camps, workshops, group classes, and all the apprentice trainings for this price, $16.50. And really, it's no extra money on me. It's just that they get so many perks added on. You see what I mean? And so let me show you that page really quick. If you go to salsafreak.com/privates, this is it. All right, this is my special this month. And if you click on, here's all the links. Click on packages. Here's the packages, all right? And so I have PayPal links in here. This is 10 hours, and they're all non-refundable, but they have no expiration date on them. So none of them expire, okay? So here, the packages below from 30 and up include the following freebies right here. But if you get a 16, this is a one-on-one personal single night only. It's all day and all night, $1,200 for one man. It's called my one-on-one personal salsa boot camp. And then here, this is the Power Pack. It's only $16.50 instead of $1,800, and you get apprentice trainings on top of that. But you have to do it in 30 days, okay? And every single one of these packages, I show the per hour rate that you get and all the little perks, but 30 is usually the sweet spot for me. I have sold 3 of these, 3 mega packs, which are cool. 2 people flew out, one of them flew out from China, one flew out from California.
It's $5,000.
Yeah, it's actually $5,998, $6,000. And so that was pretty good. You know, I spend a lot of time with them, introduce them to the apprentices. They take all the apprentice training. They get whatever they want, you know, for 60 days. But I have a 90 pack, and I have a 120 pack and stuff like that. And this is, I put my calendar here so they can see what I'm up to. You know, there's you, Conrad from India. Okay, and this is where I put my Google Calendar so they can see either by the month or by the week. All right, and then this is what they wear. I tell them to wear these kind of shoes. I don't want my girls in high heels, not yet, unless they insist. And then they're not supposed to wear straps or tummy or anything, show their tummy. I want them to be conservatively dressed. I want them to bring a towel and if they want breath mints, etc. Okay? But at the very beginning, I mean, you're more than welcome to copy this. And as a black belt salsa instructor, you are part of a franchise, and you can copy every single thing that I do and put it on your website, except for the articles and the stories that I write. Just put a link to them. The reason is because there's such a thing as plagiarism. As far as copying the system, that's fine. But artistic writing, just do a link to it, okay? But I always show in the private lessons what they are capable of becoming, okay, as in a sample, because there's nothing more powerful than a video, especially in our business in salsa, okay? And the black belt system, we don't teach patterns or combinations. We teach a system that creates more patterns and combinations than you can possibly imagine, okay? And the system is spectacular, and then here, every single one of these are a link to the specific, either the videos that I teach or a workshop that I taught, okay? Here's some testimonials everywhere, and then this is the packages, okay? So that's pretty much my private lesson page, and I always linked over to my bio, all right, just in case people want to know who I am. So Scotty, this is where you can actually download your own Scotty. It's in the manual, okay? So you can actually print it out and have them put it in their pockets. You see here how there's a line here, and a line here? They can fold it in half, then fold it in three, and then stick it in their pocket, okay? If they want. And then here it shows you the different belt colors, etc. And here's all the open brakes, here's all the progressives, here's all the rotating crossbar leaves, the reverse side crossbar leaves, opposite side, camo moves, purple belt moves, green, etc. Okay? And here it is, right here. So you can see the styling version of a right turn, the spins version of a right turn. And we'll be learning all of this during our blue belt training, which is the physical training. Okay, right now this is just how to teach. And this is side 2. So you put it on 2-sided page. Side 1, side 2, you print it out, you give it to them, and you can also say, we'll use this as a reference, and that's what I used to do. Use this as a reference to where you are, because sometimes I have so many private lesson students, I can't remember where I left off with this person. But now I use the boards in my private lesson area. The board, for me, is easier to read than this. And I'm a visual person. Even though I created this from my analytical side, I created the whole system from analytical side, but I'm still a Scotty. I still like to have fun and dink around, and I want pictures. People remember pictures more than words. The BBS is personality focused, okay? So you can be the best instructor in the world and still have a tiny class that will never grow. And you'll always wonder why. You'll always find someone or something to blame, and no one will have the guts to tell you the real reason. And the reason why I have this near the private lesson section is because your personality is what will make people give you their credit card and trust you. And I probably teach more private lessons than anybody else I know. You would not believe how many people are pissed off at you right now, Conrad, because you're taking up all my time and I can't teach private lessons because you're here. But that's okay. That's okay. I know we're opening up BBS India, and I know you're going to kick royal ass out there. So you're my investment, right? And so the reason why people keep giving me their credit card right and left. I make more money teaching privates than I do my group classes, which should not be the case, but it is. I used to teach at 6 a.m. I had to stop. It was just too much because I was getting all the people going before work, and then I would teach all the way till sometimes I'll teach 13, 14 hours in a day, and that's too much. It's just physically exhausting, and I can't do that. There's not too many more years I can actually do this, so I'm phasing out of that into more different things. But I love it. I love private lessons, and as a Taurus, we're not really too much into the social, have fun. We're more into focus, one-on-one. When you're at a party, you probably just talk to one person and you get to know that person, whereas a socializer wants to talk to everybody, right? So my personality and yours are, when we teach a private lesson, we really get into it because we get to go deep, right? And to see that person come out. I mean, I love teaching privates. I can't stand teaching group classes. I hate it. So anyway, so how do you learn? Are you a director, analytical, relator, socializer? Now you need to analyze yourself, okay? Now, I'm your trainer, so I'm going to log into the BBS Cloud, and I'm going to explain how Scotty works and how you can access it. Okay, I showed you how to get to Scotty in the cloud, okay? So you go to Edie. I think it's just going to take you to the student manual, to be honest. Hang on just a minute. Scotty, and you just click on this link right here, Scotty. All right, and it'll pull up the student packet. And it pulls up the student packet, and Scotty is located inside the student packet, okay? That's how you find it. Now, we're going to go into Scotty, and we're going to read about your personality type. So we're going to go here, and we're going to go into BBS Enterprise, Salsa, Scotty, okay? When you click there once, now this pulls up the page on what type of person Scotty is, okay? He has a great personality to grow a huge dance school. The only problem is he's rarely taken seriously and he can't focus. If you're a Scotty personality type, be wise and hire Spock and Captain Kirks to work the back end of the business for you. Avoid Kirks and Spock's teaching or taking the lead in your classes, as they will scare off the majority of your students because they're mean and they don't smile a lot, especially the analytical guys, okay? They don't even want to play music during their classes. They think that the music is a distraction from the teaching, okay? Scotties need to be in the spotlight. Students will come to Scotty's classes because they are funny comedians, and after a long, hard day at work, students deserve a good laugh. Scotties are crazy, okay? But they're funny, and people love to be around them. Very large schools are run by Scotties, large ones. But it's only because the smart Scotties have people like us in the background taking care of all the stuff, the emails, the scheduling, the portfolios. Some Scotties don't even know how to write a check. But people like us who are smart put Scotties in the front to keep the people entertained while we take care of all the business. You see what I mean? Okay, so now we're going to go to this. So that's that. He's a Scotty. See how he has a drink in his hand? The Black Belt System boards and the Syllabus spreadsheet are both called Scotty. Why? Because you use them real time when you're on the dance floor. For example, you can give your private lesson students the Syllabus spreadsheet so they can stick in their pockets while they're out dancing, and they take a restroom break. They go in there and say, oh, I haven't done any copas yet, or I haven't done any progressive left stops yet, or whatever your dance curriculum is. And usually we develop the curriculums based on a spreadsheet, and that in turn forms the BBSystem boards. And with the Black Belt System boards, those are based on the spreadsheet. And so what I like to do is I like to baffle my students with the spreadsheet at first, because if I show them the boards first, during a private lesson I'm talking about, if I show them the boards first, they're just going to look at it like it's all Egyptian hieroglyphics. But students can usually relate to a spreadsheet. And so when you show all the moves based on color for your dance genre, based on families of moves, etc., the spreadsheet will sell 30 hours all day. And then during my private lesson, I will have an overview of the system board. I usually have the apprentice board, and during Blue Belt training, we'll discuss how that looks. But the BBSystem boards are for group classes. Every instructor has their own board. For example, one instructor will have a Fundamentals Day 1 board, another instructor will have a White Belt 1 board, a Yellow Belt board, another instructor will have a Camel Belt board, another instructor will have an Orange Belt board, etc. And the group classes use the boards, and using the boards also prevents instructors from forgetting to teach a particular technique or a foundational principle of that particular color. So anyway, in a nutshell, to summarize, Scotty starts off with the spreadsheet, and then it eventually becomes the boards, because people tend to think in pictures rather than in spreadsheets. Okay, so I hope that really gives a good understanding of what Scotty is. Okay, next, trainers. I explain how Captain Kirk works. This is how Captain Kirk works. Captain Kirk is this. You go to your BBS cloud, and you will have conrad.blackbeltsalsa.com. Okay. As soon as you graduate, you're going to go to BBS Enterprise, click Salsa, and go to Kirk. When you click on Kirk, you're going to get to this page. Now, at the bottom of this page, this is Captain Kirk in a nutshell, meaning this is white belt, first degree, second degree, third degree. And then that's it. And then progressive lefts are white 3. So that's pretty much in a nutshell what Kirk is. Here's the first week, high hand, shoulder, high hand, shoulder. The third week, waist and low hand. The fourth week, tailbone and head loops. And the styling is the same, except for here, waist and low hand. Actually, yeah, it's still the same throughout the whole month, so the ladies can practice their styling. Here, there are 3 degrees in orange. 1, so we have the bridge walkthrough, we have the slants, and we have the left, right, turn stops and the CBL stops, a progressive left stop. Then we have here yellow, okay, yellow belt, which is first degree, second degree, third degree, fourth degree, copa, cumbia, baskets. These are all open break moves. Open break moves are yellow. Orange belt moves are progressive, like crossbody lead style. White moves, other than third degree here, are simple right turns and left turns. Okay? So we have progressive rights. Now, where we have open break moves here, styling is in pink. Here in camo, we have camo 1, opposite side CBL. Camo 2, 4 different types of applications for the concept. Here we have the first week, we teach the boomerang. The second week, we teach the walk around. The third week, we teach the karate. The fourth week, we teach stacked left. And you're going to be teaching your private lessons based on the system. So you're going to start your private lessons with white 1, orange 1. And what I do with my private lesson students is as soon as they move into orange, I give them their belt in the private lesson. I say, congratulations, you've now produced orange belt. And then they pay me more because they want to get to camo belt. This is how I can sell 120 hours of private lessons to people. And when you find, when you do that, they don't argue about the price. They want to learn. They want to learn the system, okay? And you show this to your apprentice instructors as well, and they will stick to you in your school because they do not want to bite the hand that feeds them. If they go off and start their own school, doing their own thing, they're going to see how hard it is, okay? All right, so they would rather just make money. And why have to start all over again, you know? Some of them do, you know, some of them do. Obviously, they want to be their own person, but they'll want to start a black belt school. And let's say, for example, that one of your apprentice instructors does want to start a black belt school, but does not want to give you any part of it. That's fine too, unless you create a contract in the beginning with your apprentice instructor saying that you cannot start another school, black belt or otherwise, and you have to say or otherwise, within a certain mile radius from you. If we want to start another franchise somewhere, you will be the one to instigate that. You will say, I want to go to another city near Mumbai and start a school. Do you guys want to come with me? Who wants to be in charge of that? And one of them will raise their hand. Okay, you're in charge. And then you say, I want 20% or 10% of everything you earn. And you go into the mind-body system, and they have it set up for franchises, which we use. And then you get to see their bank records. You get to see everything that came in every night. And you deduct 10% to put into yours because you're advertising for them. You're supporting them. But you have to be the one to instigate the student. We had an incident in California where a black belt school, one of the apprentice instructors decided that she wanted to start a black belt school outside of where she was. And she called me on the phone and she said, I'm having problems with my current sensei. It's a real personal thing. I don't want to get involved, but I don't want to be his apprentice anymore, and I want to start my own black belt school. And I'd like to do it in this town. She goes, but I don't want to have him involved in any way whatsoever. It was an extremely personal thing. I don't know what happened. I don't want to know. So she said, can I be my own sensei? And I said, sure. I said, did you talk to him about it first? And she said, no, he'll never have any part of it. I don't want to do that. And so I talked to my lawyer and I said, you know what? I cannot stop her from growing. He told me I cannot stop her from wanting to start her own business. I cannot stop her from doing anything. All I can do is sell her our service. I'm not in charge of her life. I can only sell her my product. And she wanted to buy my product. And I could not sell her the product just because she was having issues with her current sensei. So this is what will happen. If you have an apprentice instructor that is having issues with you and wants to start a black belt school outside of the 10-mile radius, kilometer, whatever, she or he has every right to do so. So that is only more than fair. She set it up. She found the place. She found the location. She said, this is where I want to be. And for him to say, I want 20% of everything she earns because I trained her, that is completely unfair. Okay? So you need to set that up in your class. So if you want to expand, you as the sensei need to do it on your own. Okay? All right, so this is the green, this is the purple, this is the blue. We're going to be working on blue while you're here, okay?
I do not know the previous.
I'm sorry?
I do not know the previous levels.
You do not know the previous levels? What do you mean?
I have not gone to the content.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we'll go through it. This is still purple belt, how to teach, okay? And this is what's called Captain Kirk. This is the overview in spreadsheet format of every single level at every degree through 3rd degree black belt in the program, okay? And each one of these you will learn the lead and follow at every level. And you'll have plenty of time to do so. Now, Captain Kirk, since he's so bottom line, he's so direct, the smallest and non-growing schools are all run by Captain Kirks. Kirk is a fighter until the bitter end and gets things done, bottom line. However, personality types who are 100% Kirk will have a very difficult time growing a large dance school. They also don't have very many friends. Since Kirk is heavily oriented towards objectively chasing after his goal, he oftentimes has difficulty relating to people, which is essential to fostering positive, long-lasting relationships with your students. If you do not suppress or control your abrasive and insecure Kirk behavior, 75% of your students will leave. 25% of them are Scotties, 25% of them are Kirks, 25% of them are McCoys, and 25% of them are Spocks. You're going to piss off 75% of everyone else, okay? You're offending your students. You're way too serious and condescending. You need to relax, smile, enjoy yourself, and lighten up a lot more, okay? Kirk carries the weight of the world on his shoulders, as you know, and can be relentlessly obsessive when he wants to conquer any subject. If you have a strong Kirk presence in your personality, make sure to hire many Scotties and McCoys and learn how to connect with your students through their example. For example, those guys over there, they're all Scotties, okay? And because I'm a Kirk, I'm getting slightly pissed off that they're laughing so much. But you know what? They're having a great time. Over here, am I? Probably not as much as they are, right? So I can tell in my personality type that I'm a Captain Kirk, because when people laugh, when I'm trying to get something done, it pisses me off. However, if I was a Scotty or a relator, I would stop talking to all of you. I would look over there and see what they're laughing about, because maybe I can join in the laughter and participate in whatever they're doing, because obviously that's a hell of a lot more fun than what we're doing right now. You see what that means? Okay. All right. So that's Captain Kirk. Now we're going to go to Spock. Trainers, please log into your cloud and explain how Spock works. Okay. Now we're going to go to Spock. We're going to go to our cloud, and we're going to go to Spock, Salsa, and then Spock. Okay, right here. We're going to go to white belt first degree. And see here, there's orange belt, 1st, 2nd, 3rd degree, yellow, all the way down. So you just kind of have to filter your way through. We have it all the way through purple belt, all this, okay? So let's go take a look at white belt, 1st degree. Click on that, and notice the hierarchy. This is Spock. This is everything written out, okay? Week 1 is here. Week 2 is here. Week 3 is here. Week 4 is there. This is a 4-week month. And this tells your trainers exactly what to do at every time of the week. So click here. You're going to say, okay, in week 4, do this, and this. Okay? Here's the styling that you're going to do for week 4. Here's the instructor's notes that you're going to do for week 4. And they can print this out only after they've saved it as a web page and then they print it out. Okay? So the most important thing is to have fun. This is all the instructor knows. Smile, they're nervous, make them feel relaxed. You may have your students dress up for this award day. If you want to test out in week 4, all your students at once or test one at a time. And then here's what the student expectations are for that particular week. Okay? So this is all clearly written out for you every single week in excruciating detail on what you're supposed to do every single week at every level. Okay? So these are for your analyticals who can't get enough information or data. There's not enough data. Okay? A lot of people say there's not enough data. There's plenty of data. Okay? You can spread these out, make them wide, small, whatever. And so this is a Google Doc, so you can share it. When I make a change here or anywhere to the system, because it's on Google Docs or because it's online, the entire black belt system will see the change in literally 1 second, okay, which is awesome when you have a system like this online and you're using cloud technology. All right, so that's Spock. Now, the problem is with Spock, okay, now look, that's Spock in a nutshell. If we were to go to Spock, Salsa, Spock, Orange Belt, 2nd degree. That's the 2nd month of orange. 2nd degree is the 2nd month, okay? Notice how it's orange now, okay? You see that? So this is what you do first. This is what you do second. This is what you do, this is first. This is what you do first, second, third. Like here's the open break. General plan for this week. Oh, this is not orange. Break right turn. Yeah, open break. You're going to teach the open break before break right turn. This is no longer in orange. It is now at week 2. Yeah. So I have to change that really quick. Anyway, so that's week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 of orange too, and the same thing for yellow, and the same thing for camo, etc. So now, if I were to go back to Edie, I just have to fix this really quick. Since we just recently changed this, I need to update Spock, BBS Enterprise, Salsa, Spock, white belt, 1st degree, go to 2nd degree. These are right break turns now.
That's wrapped up in nice fancy plastic. Oh, nice, that's cool. Black coating. Yeah, sure. So it's drop protection.
Right break turns, good. Right break, good, good, good. And this is teach the open break. Oops. Okay, hang on.
Roadside emergency,
Control.
perfect.
That's awesome for many things, man. But it's perfect for camping. You take it camping, and all low-power devices you can charge them on.
Oh,
Okay,
so
how do I do
Yeah, it'll
this?
charge up cell phones.
Here it
and
is.
even computers.
Okay, there you go.
I
Open
used to
break.
use a solar charger for my cell
Back
phone.
step. Back
Yeah.
step.
You can literally plug your
Okay.
computer in on that battery and watch your computer and stream for like 5 hours.
That's nuts. That's awesome.
If you want to.
Everyone, bud.
Take care, man.
Okay. So that is this, the back step for that. Week 2, week 1, back break for right break turns. Yeah, right break turns. Good. 2nd degree. Right break turns. Oh, good. We already changed it. Yay. Hold on. Let me just make sure this is here. Break left. Now this is on. This is the same thing. Back step. Beautiful. 4 is the same. So you can see how fast this is updated. When I
Right.
make a change, it's instant. Okay? All right. So now we're going to go back to the page. So this is Spock. And when you go to any degree in Spock, it's always reflective of the current color that you're in. So if you go to yellow belt, everything in the background will be yellow. If you go to camo, everything will be camo, etc. And all you need to do is go through this. Now, Because you're more of a bottom line kind of person, this is going to drive you crazy. But you might have an apprentice that loves this. They can't get enough words, right? It doesn't matter. That person, you should appreciate them because they're going to be really detailed, all right? I try to find apprentices that are relators, that are super nice and super funny. I don't want another dictator like me because they're just going to piss everybody off. I don't want analytics either because they're going to be so boring teaching. The people are going to slit their wrists before the end of the class, okay? So I want somebody that's really fun to be around, right? And I've had to force myself because naturally I'm a Captain Kirk. I've had to force myself to try to be funny and to try to be a little lighthearted and to not take life so damn seriously, you know what I mean? Because it can be pretty daunting at times. Okay, so let's go to Kirk or Spock, and I'm going to show you this now. So we'll go to the BBS Enterprise. We'll actually click on the word Spock. Now watch, when I click on that word, better pull it up. Better pull it up. It's not pulling it up. Fix Spock on cloud. I will make it to where when you click on Spock, hold on, let me put that in my to-do list. I'll make it to where, hold on, fix Spock on Kirk. Spock on cloud. That you'll get to the to this page right here. Watch. If I click here, oops, and I look for Spock right there, should click here. Now, this, if you are a Spock, okay, you are this person. The world's smallest schools and bankrupt events are run by Spocks. Okay? If you're a Spock type, you may think you are doing things absolutely correctly. You don't even realize you are being far too analytical with your students because your need for precision and excellence, 75% of your students will leave, okay? Spock is the most selfish and least caring of all the 4 personality types. He is considered the dark side. He is the analytical force behind Darth Vader, okay? You're boring your students to death, you talk too softly, and are way too detailed. You need to smile, laugh, and socialize, have fun with your students a lot more. In class, you will explain way too much and think playing the music often just gets in the way of teaching the moves correctly. You don't smile too much. Remember that your students want to have fun. They were perfect all day for the bosses at work. Now they just want to relax, touch the opposite sex, and meet Pink Skirt over there. Hire a Scotty and McCoy as soon as possible while you do the math. Okay, that's a Spock personality type. So if you have some Spock in you, I'm a combination. I used to be Spock and Kirk. Now I think I'm more maybe Kirk and Scotty. Okay?
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. Because I had to force myself out of this guy. All right? Because I was an analyst working for an aerospace company before because of my Spock personality. All right? So when you have a group of people and you're training them, have each one of them read out loud their personality type. Okay? So that they understand who they are. Who do you think you are?
Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk?
Yeah.
And anybody else or just Kirk?
I don't know. I'm trying to be the happy guy.
You're trying to be happy. He's trying to be happy. He's trying to be the happy guy.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because I mean, the class requires that, right? The class requires a joke, and the class requires to laugh. So I realized that I'm trying to do that.
Yeah. Good. And that's going to happen with your school. And you'll find that when you release that burden to other people and just hire people who are funny, the students are going to be laughing the whole class, you know, and that's more important. Okay. All right. Good. So, McCoy is the person. Look, he loves kids. He or she always brings the cookies. He or she always wants to make sure everything is fine, that everybody's loving each other, that everybody's having a good time. Right? They're usually the very nice people. And people like you and I sometimes get irritated with them. People like you and I think that they're too nice, that they're an annoyance to the point of where you don't want to even deal with it. But guess what? Okay? McCoy is all, that's why the videos are called McCoy, because we sometimes make mistakes, sometimes we laugh. You get to see the real person on the video. So we have a Spock section that you just saw. We have a Kirk section that is the bottom line, just no details of just tell me what to teach that night, I'm fine. We have a Scotty section, which is that sheet of paper with all the colors, and also the boards are all the colors. And we have a McCoy section with which is the videos. Some people will never look at Kirk. They'll, God forbid, they look at Spock with all the words. They don't know if they like Scotty too much, but they'll watch the videos for sure. Okay, and that's all they want to do is just watch videos. They don't want to read anything. They don't want to even use the boards. They just want to see the videos, which is fine. So now we're going to go to McCoy and we're going to read about McCoy. So here's McCoy. All right, this is, you see how nice he is? He always has a loving, kind smile on his face. And look, Spock is the one taking notes about this nuisance, and McCoy is the one feeling them and thinking they're all nice and fuzzy. He's the one that's the loving. And Spock and McCoy in the movie never got along. McCoy used to think Spock was an absolute asshole, and Spock thought McCoy was an annoyance. Okay, so they never get along. Now, so this talks about how the videos are downloadable, etc., whatever. But if we read how McCoy is as a person, the world's largest dance schools and events are made with McCoy personality types. Okay, they are so naturally nice and peaceful that people flock to them and stay loyal to them for years. They attract the Spocks and the Kirks to help them in the background. They love the Scotties and always make sure Scotty takes center stage because they love to see students laughing and having a great time. Kirks are too worried about competition. Spocks are too anal about getting moves right, but Scotties and McCoys are loved. The major reason why students fill up their schools. McCoy is the super emotional relator that worries and cares about everyone and everything. McCoy wants to make sure the entire group is getting along and functioning well together and will be the first to think of the hour of power, Oreo cookies, and refreshments for everyone. They love flowers and animals and will avoid conflict as often as possible. And so McCoys, if you have them in your school, keep them because people love them. They will tolerate you and I, but they will love them. And love is, you want to stay where your heart is, okay? All right, so let's move on. So McCoy, this is where the student McCoy videos are, okay? Here are all the videos on the system. This is on one. This is white belt, orange belt, yellow belt, all the moves on one. Now, as you move into the upper belts, and some of them are on one and on two. Down here, this is black belt salsa on two. This is white belt salsa on two, on two, on two, on two, all the way through black belt, okay? Now, when you click on any one of these, when you click on black belt salsa on one, for example, it'll take you to the sub-directories. And each one of these is the same. Partner work, footwork, partner work, variations, and shines. White 2, partner work, footwork, partner work, variations, and shines. White 3, partner work, footwork. It's always the same. See that? Partner work, footwork, partner. If you go and when you click inside here once on one white one, you click on that partner work, footwork, it'll show you all the footwork that is required for a right brake turn, a left brake turn, etc. Okay? And sometimes these have moved to different locations. I don't know why that moved. Oh, it just shows you that it moved because we left a trailer in there. Okay, anyway, so when you click on, like for example, the left brake turn, on one, white 2, it shows you the video for the footwork for the left turn, okay? And it shows you how to do a left turn on one for the ladies and then on two for the guys, all right? So it shows you, and your instructors can go in here and take a look at that. We use the pivot technique. Here is partner work, footwork, crossbody lead for men, for example. So here's the footwork, crossbody lead for the men. How are they supposed to do their footwork, etc. And this will come up. Sometimes the videos take a while. This is best used on Firefox rather than Chrome. For some reason, some videos don't show up on Chrome, and we haven't figured out why. Okay, this might be one of them, but I'm in Chrome right now, so I should be looking at Chrome. I should be using Firefox for this. So Firefox is a lot better, and it even tells you if you go to your BBS Cloud and you click on Enterprise and you click on Salsa, it'll say use Firefox. Okay, it's a lot better. But those are the videos, and when you go back here, you say, "Good, I want to learn Salsa on 2 now." Okay, here's partner work footwork for on 2 here. Oh no, this is orange 2. Sorry, this is BBS on 1. So we'll go back. Orange 2, that means 2nd degree. So we'll say, okay, here's salsa on 1. I want to learn orange, salsa on 2. So I click here once. It is slow. Let's see what else I have going on here. This and that. So now I can see on 2 partner work here for orange 1. Let's say that I'm in 3rd degree orange, 3rd month of orange, which is progressive left stops. I want to know the footwork. So I click on 2 partner work footwork for progressive left stops. So I say, here's the women's footwork explained. Here's another progressive left check spin. They also call it a check spin in New York. Ladies partner work footwork. Here, partner work footwork. Men's partner work footwork. Okay, and then I click here, and I think it's Pete showing this. I'd like to redo the footwork while you're here, because I don't think he used tape. Yeah, he didn't use tape. And so I want to redo all these and just upload them real quick. It should only take a couple minutes. But yeah, he shows how to do the partner with men's footwork. And so he's showing it on 2.
5, 6, 7, 1, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 1, 5, 6, 5, and opposite direction.
Go to CBL stops. I have to redo that because there's no tape. So we'll be redoing all of on 2 pretty much during this session. Okay? All right, so that is McCoy. And that all of the videos for the entire Black Belt program are located right here. All right? So for those of you who are out there, make sure you figure out which personality type you are and squash it if it is a director or a Spock. Okay? Because directors and Spocks destroy dance schools and events. Okay? All right. So you need to know your strengths and you need to know your own weaknesses. Admit them and hire people to fill in where you are weak. That's what I did. I want to keep the students as far away from me as possible because I can be a bitch. And I know that. Okay? So I know that's my weakness and I really try to squash it. And you could probably tell from my YouTube videos because I do swear quite a bit because I get pissed off at people. And I tend to let it all out in my YouTube videos. And sometimes that comes out in the form of swearing, and other times it comes out in the form of crying. So you'll see that about me. I wear my shirt on my heart on my sleeve. I wear my shirt on my sleeve. Okay, another thing about private lessons, we teach people how to treat us, okay? We always start on time to teach any private or group class. That's why when I showed up this morning, I was exactly 2 minutes early because I want you to understand what kind of a person I am. I'm on time, I'm prompt, and if I'm exactly on time, that means I'm late, okay? And I operate with my apprentices the same way. You'll gain immediate respect that way, okay? Because at least if you can show up on time, they're thinking, wow, this person is really serious. They want to invest this time with me, you know? My apprentices arrive 30 minutes before the class for registration setup, all the stuff that they have to do, music. Showing up late demonstrates a lack of respect for your students' time and your instructor's time, okay? You want to train your students to be on time by starting exactly on time. Our school starts, the warm-up instructor starts exactly at 7:30, whether there's a line out in registration or not. We have to start on time no matter what. I was in South Africa. This guy starts his class at 8 o'clock. 8:30, nobody was there. I'm thinking, where is everybody? He goes, oh, they don't show up till 8:45. That's how South African people are. And I looked at him and I said, no. I said, that's how you are, right? And he goes, no. I say a class is going to start at 8. They don't show up till 8:45. And I'll say, why don't you start teaching to error at 8 o'clock? And then when they start failing it, I said, well, you know what, let's set a precedence. I'm going to teach my boot camp tomorrow. I'm going to start exactly at 9, whether 0 people are here or the classes fill up. So he wrote down in Facebook, Edie starts at 9 o'clock. She always starts her classes on time. If you don't get here exactly at 9 o'clock, you will miss out. Bam. People were lining up at the door at 8:30. I said, you see, it's not people in South Africa. It's you, all right? So start on time, damn it. And he did, okay? All right, not 5 minutes, not 1 minute, never ever be late. All black belt schools have to start on time, okay? Bottom line. Now, this is where you will get to the higher belt. Now, going back to private lessons, you need to be at least 15 minutes early to your own private if you're going to be teaching, to set up, to get the music ready, to get out the mints, the deodorant, whatever, your board, all that stuff, and you need to be there before your student arrives, okay? Sometimes I'm not, and that's a huge problem that I personally have to deal with, but I need to learn to follow my own advice sometimes. Okay, so you're going to teach the students the curriculum, but you as an instructor are going to learn the higher belts, which is instructor level blue, instructor level brown, instructor level red. With that is the DBM. After you take all the blue, brown, red, and DBM training, including this course, which is the purple, you become a BBS trainer. And now you can train other people what I'm training you with, okay? At that point, you will earn your musicality belt, which is black-red, and your black belt later on as a lead and follow for both lifts and tricks and choreography, etc. Okay? So I talk about in your private lessons, you can teach them spinning. I have a spins module that you can look at online, and 4 reasons why you can't spin. The first one is you can't stop. The second is you're not breathing, you have no balance, you're afraid of falling. You'll learn that in the spins module. In the styling module, you'll be learning all the lady styling volume, and I have all these DVDs to cover that, and you can also teach those in your private lessons as well. I also have diagrams for the red belt styling module that you'll be aware of, and you can teach to create choreography with these diagrams as well. And I'm also teaching men's styling. You will be learning from not only the McCoy videos online, but you can also get all of my men's styling DVDs as well, which is part of men's styling. And then there's also men's styling diagrams that I will teach you in the styling module. And we also have Leonard and Erica coming out for styling as well. And you'll be teaching all of this during your private lessons as well, okay? When and how to style for ladies, for men, the general rule of thumb for both, etc. How to teach lifts and tricks is also part of private lessons, because you might have people that want to do choreography, that want to compete, etc. And that's done normally in a private lesson format. Okay? And DBM teaches you how to build your lifts classes and legal ramifications if there's an accident, etc. And you'll be learning that with all the legal documents within the DBM, how to make sure, I mean, that's a whole separate module, okay? And that is covered in black belt, the stretching required, the insurance that you have to have, the types of moves that you're going to be showing, etc. You know, he asked her to marry him at the, what was it, Taj Mahal? No, in India.
Taj Mahal.
Was it Taj Mahal? Yeah. He asked her like that. He put her in the air, and he grabbed in his pocket a ring, and he said, will you marry me? While she was in the air in India. It was awesome. Okay, so, and in black belt, it's a separate module, how to efficiently run a dance team, how to make it work for you financially, how to make money from your dance team, how to monetize, how to assign tasks to every person, etc. and then focusing on the music for musicality. This is all part of your private lessons. At your private lessons, as well as your group classes, you need to be able to understand musicality as well and how to teach musicality. When you're first teaching, you probably won't understand this, but as you grow as a student of this dance, you'll be able to apply in your private lessons what you know to your privates. Maybe that's why I have so many private lessons, because I know everything through 3rd degree black belt, and I'm able to convey that to my students early on, whereas other people are still insecure, and so they don't get as many privates. But when you come with this much confidence to your students that you know all this, or at least that you have access to a program that can show you this, you will sell private lessons, group classes, and your level will soar as a dancer. When you go to your private lessons, you want to also bring products to your privates, because these people, if you tell them, look, your posture sucks, you need a posture brace. If you have it in your bag, you can sell them a posture brace for $20, $25. You buy it wholesale from me for, I think it's $10, and then you make a $10 or $12 profit, you know. You want to sell DVDs, you want to sell downloads, you want to sell ankle wallets or shoes or whatever. Keep some extra stuff in your bag, anything that they could use at or during their private lesson, or even later on. You could sell instructional DVDs and tiny CDs. Keep them in your bag and say, hey, here's a DVD, it came with your package, you know. You could, okay, hold on, build your own library of information, okay, make your moves with a twist, become a well-respected world-class instructor, because you're not just showing the moves. Now you're going to give them something to take home and study. What I sometimes do is I say, okay, with this 30-hour package, I will pay for your access to McCoy for 3 months. And so you can pay for their student access to McCoy. And that will be huge, because now they're going to be learning all the moves that you and your instructors are learning on the system, which is great. So here you can sell them shoe inserts and posture braces. I sell a lot of posture braces, okay? Shoe inserts, you can sell them hair care products. I have an entire hair care line. It's dance. I have Samba shampoo, Cha-Cha conditioner, Tango detangler, Salsa super shine, Hard Rock super gel, and Waltz waterless shampoo. That's my line. I actually trademarked the word dance with an exclamation point. I didn't think you could, but you can. Here's the ankle wallets that you can sell them, or you can make your own stuff to sell them. Get from India. I'm sure you could have this made, right? But when you think you know it all, I want you to take a private lesson from someone at least twice a month to stay sharp, okay? Take a group class. I took privates with Super Mario, you know? Take a group class with a famous instructor at least every Congress. Take up a different dance or become a beginner at another dance type, okay, and see how it feels to be in a private lesson shoes. I took private lessons all the time from people, even after I became an accomplished. They'd say, why do you want to take a private from me? I don't care. I want to learn this one thing that you're doing. I'll pay you $2 a minute to show me. And if you can show me in 10 minutes, it's only going to cost me $20, right? And so take the DBM course, which you're doing right now. Ask your professional peers to critique one of your group classes. Have them sit in on your private lesson and watch how you teach, or watch your class while you teach and say, hey, you know what? You could have done this, you could have done that. I had 2 people do that twice with me. One was an older gentleman. He's died now. He's been teaching for almost 60 years. Another one was Jamie. She was awesome. She audited my boot camp, and she helped me guide my boot camp of what I needed to do. So they have to be honest with you and not give excuses, you know. Oops, sorry. Here you go. When they're done, if they say, you know what, you should do this, this, and this, don't argue with them. Don't say, well, the reason why I do that is because of this. Don't argue with them. Just say, yes, okay, I understand. Because if not, it just aggravates them. Look, you asked me to come here, I'm coming, I'm telling you what I see, and now you're arguing with me? You know, no, that's not cool. When you hire somebody to audit your class, you take everything they say and you absorb it, because they're obviously seeing something that you can't see. Okay? All right. I'll simply say thank you. I'll seriously analyze and apply what you've told me, and that's it. Okay? Let's see, what else? All right, so when you're teaching your private lessons, how are you personally going to teach? I'm inspired by my students, and so during my private lessons and even during my group classes, I will look at what they do for a living, and I'll say, okay, this is what you do for a living. So you're an engineer, so we're going to talk in engineering terms, and I won't be afraid of talking about the details of motion, the economy of motion, yin and yang, how something is going, the velocity is going to propel them this way. So I start talking in engineering language to them. If you yourself are an engineer and you're trying to talk to an artist, you won't be able to relate. But if you can find something that they're truly interested in, then you can paint a picture for them, because they will be able to understand or relate better to an analogy that you're setting up. For example, everybody drives a car, right? Well, if everybody drives a car, you can say learning to dance is like driving. When you first learn, you have to think of everything. You have to put the stick shift here, the clutch. You have to press on the gas while you turn. And then when you see you hit the brake while you stop. I mean, you have to do so many things at one time. So instead of, wow, I got to push the gas and hit the brake and then turn the steering wheel, you're saying, now I'm driving. Now you're just driving. So that's how dancing is. At first, it's going to be hell on earth. But after a while, it's going to be very automatic. And so a lot of people can relate to that, okay? So I teach salsa based on masculine and feminine a lot. When you see the blue belt training, I say, in the alpha male, he has 2 tangerines underneath his armpits. He has a pyramid on his legs, and you'll see that in the McCoy videos when you see how I teach. Whereas women, we don't put our hands on our hips unless we're mad and we want to be men. We put our hands low, or we touch our hair or something like that. So I teach the masculine and feminine yin and yang of the entire dance, and that seems to be very attractive to people too. So that's how I do it. But whatever you decide to make analogies from, make sure that your students will be able to relate to the analogy story that you're creating. Okay? Now, the top musicalists in the world are all overachievers and they have their PhDs. Clem Stanyon, I did videos with each one of these guys. Maurizio,
Enjoy that nice day.
PhD in chemistry. Peter Figuet,
Come hang out, man. It's nice.
Judah, he's a pro surfer in Hawaii. We did a DVD, but it turned out that the guy took off with all of our editing material, so that was done. Anyway, so we never got that out. But these guys are all amazing musicalists, and what's interesting is that majority of them have their PhDs, but Judah he's a pro surfer, so I would say that he has his PhD. And then when you're teaching private lessons or a group class, make sure you train yourself. I put here, train and sane or remain the same. Go after your belts. The more you know, the more you understand the system, the more confident you're going to feel in yourself. Take private lessons from other people. Offer it to your local college or universities. Go to your locals and say, hey, you know what? I want to do this. I want to take this training to my local college. I want to teach private lessons. I want to teach group classes. But you have to stay in shape. I highly recommend you stay in shape. You never know what could happen, because once you start becoming older, you start putting on some weight, etc., people aren't going to be as attracted to come to your group classes. However, there was one exception that I did have, a woman who was overweight. She purposely remained overweight as her excuse because she found that the instructor, or that the people in her area were all overweight, and she felt that they were more comfortable around her because she was overweight just like them. So that would probably be the only type of situation where I would say don't stay in shape. But other than that, stay in shape. Try to keep your health up, drink healthy foods, eat healthy foods, whatever, and exercise and work out and train, and you will still continue to be respected past 60, okay? Okay, so this is a part of the course where I really want you to just listen. There's a lot of really world-famous instructors out there that are very good instructors, but they don't really know how to teach a large group effectively. And how I found this out was I was in the audience once taking a very, very famous instructor's class, and I was way in the back, and I had a girl dance partner, and I was trying to learn the lead. I could not see him because there was about 400 people in the room at this Congress. And so I was listening to his instructions, and as you know, I'm really short, and so I couldn't see above the crowd, and he was in the center of the room. And so I was trying to listen to what he was saying, and I literally could not take the class without actually looking at him, because this is how he taught. He said, okay, I want you to take her hand and put it over here. Good. Now, do this. Right. Take her hand and put it right here. And make sure that you take her other hand and stick it on your shoulder. All right, great. And I just listened to that, and I said, what? So there's a reason why you're not actually visually seeing me right now, because I want you to experience what I experienced. This is what he should have said. Okay, everyone, I want you to go into open position. Outside arm leaders right. I want you to put your left hand behind your back. I want you to put your right hand to the left side of your face while you form a pizza with your palm facing up. Now I want you to gently, just barely touch the top of her head with the back of your right hand as you gently lower her left hand onto her shoulder. Now you can gently caress her face with the back of your middle finger just slightly, and while you're letting go of her hand. Now, you could visualize what I was saying and what I wanted you to do, because I was very descriptive in which was the right hand, the left hand, etc., the back of the hand, gently caressing the face, dropping on the shoulder, etc. What I want you to avoid when you're teaching a class is the word here. Take her hand and put it here, or put it up there. Okay, here, there, and her hand need to be a lot more defined. We usually say outside arm leaders left, outside arm leaders right. And what that means is a single hand hold, either with the leader's left hand or with the leader's right hand. Handshake hold right to right. Handshake hold left to left. Crisscross right over left. Crisscross left over right. Pizza, head loops, etc. And you'll learn that during your blue belt training. But I just wanted to touch on that a little bit here so that you will get an appreciation for how descriptive you need to be. The bottom line, pretend your entire audience is blind. At congresses, always take a few classes. Make sure you're in the back row. Even if you're teaching at a congress, take another instructor's class. It always impresses me when other instructors take my class. When I was in Switzerland and I was no longer with Al and I was teaching by myself, I didn't think anybody was going to take my class because I was by myself. And I turned around and I looked after I did my warm-up, and there was all these instructors in the front row, and I looked at them and I said, "What are you doing here?" And they said, "We love you." And they were just there to support me because I was by myself. And I think that they understood that I was more recognized as an instructor, as a teacher, than I was as a performer, you know. And so that's what happened there. So that's where, because I continue to train myself, you know. Leonard we were doing tango the other day, you know. I love learning from him. You'll become obsolete very quickly, and your students will go someplace else. That's another reason why I started teaching on two. It's because I didn't want to be known my whole life as an on-one dancer. And because that's all I was a on-one dancer. And I was losing opportunities because people wanted to learn on two. And I thought, shoot, I can teach on two, but my school isn't on two. So let's change the school. That's the power that you have, is that you can do on one and on two. and all of your students will know both, and that's a leg up that you can have in your community. And when you teach private lessons, you might have somebody that wants to only learn on 2 or learn on 1. My private lesson students need to know both, you know. That's the way they are. Let's see, what else? Okay, so that's, I think, as far as how to teach a private lesson, that I think is it for how to teach a private lesson.
The Salsa Freak. She teaches more than just art of pure dancing. Like a simple kiss on the hand can be entrancing.